And this segment of the Inland Sports Show is brought to you by Kin Sporting Goods in Norco, #1 in the Inland Empire for team uniforms, sports equipment, and Letterman's jackets. Boost Performance Training in Corona. Athletes of all levels and all sports train at Boost. And also ask about the Bass Private School. Paulson Orthodontics in Redlands. Personalized treatment you deserve from an orthodontist you can trust. And welcome everyone to a very special edition of the Inland Sports Show. I'm your host, Pep Fernandez. Make sure you give this video a like and subscribe to the Inland Sports Show YouTube channel. Listen, happy 4th of July, everybody. We're pre-recording the show this week, so we kind of lay low here for Independence Day. But we wanted to bring you a special program here from the Alexander Mattison I Am Gifted camp at UC Riverside this season. He's done it multiple years now in conjunction with the Athletes for Life Foundation, our good friend Greg Bell. This is very important to Alex because, yes, they are going to have a ton of fun and learn a lot about football here at this 3-day camp, which is absolutely free. But they're also going to learn a lot of things beyond football, mental health, how to deal with your finances, stuff like that. That's very important to Alex. So these youth football players, yeah, they're going to learn football, but they're also going to be well-rounded people when they go out into the real world. Here is our favorite running back of the Las Vegas Raiders who just had his jersey retired at San Bernardino High School, that number 22. It's our good friend Alexander Mattison. Inland Sports. We're out here at UC Riverside with Alexander Mattison, Las Vegas Raiders running back for his annual I Am Gifted Youth Camp with Athletes for Life Foundation. Alex, another huge turnout behind us. You keep bringing it back, man. What do you love so much about this camp?
Man, just the opportunity to influence, motivate, and impact lives. That's what we're all about. So being able to be in this position where I can use my platform to get back to these kids, get back to my community, get back to the people that support me and love me when I'm out on the field, it feels amazing.
You know, from where you started to where the camp is this season, have you seen it grown? Have the numbers gone up? Has it changed maybe to make it a little bigger and better each year?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we got some, now that we've seen some repeat kids that we've seen from the first camp, and to see them continue to grow. I mean, there's kids that are like taller than me. They were under my shoulder just a few years ago. So like to see that and see them bring back, now they're bringing back their siblings, they're bringing friends with them, and just kind of growing the camp from that aspect is amazing. Every year now we have to make sure that we have that cutoff because it's starting to fill up so fast. And yeah, we just look forward to continue to growing and continue to make an impact.
And what a valuable resource for the community. We've said it before, but it's worth repeating. This is free. Like if kids want to sign up, you want to bring everybody on that even if they can't afford it, correct?
Yeah, definitely. And it's free. It always will be, and it will continue to do that. We try and do the best that we can to make sure we fill this camp up with all the life skills necessary, from the new NIL education to the old-fashioned good financial literacy education that we do. Then we have the A through G requirements and the NCAA clearinghouse stuff, social justice, the mental health piece, of course, that's huge. And then, of course, we have a bunch of pros and former pros to come out and do some Q&As with the kids as well.
So you're going to learn a lot of football, and you're going to have a ton of fun here at the camp. But as Alex just alluded to, this is more than just football. You want to prepare these guys for life, right?
Yeah, and we've done a lot of studies because, mental health being our key benefactor and source of what we do. The ages between 18 and 25 are the most stressful years of your life. and that's where the suicide rates are higher. And we want to make sure we're preparing people early, preparing these young kids early with the tools necessary to combat any of those stressors in life when it comes down to being out in the world on your own, having a job, having to pay for school, there's a lot of different factors that go into those stressors in life. And if we can help provide good mental health practices and resources for these kids as they continue to grow and learn about all the different stressors, all the different responsibilities that they're going to have to take on, then we want to make sure we're ahead of that curve and we can change that whole stigma.
Man, that's awesome. That's Raiders running back Alexander Mattison, the pride of Cardinal City. Just had his jersey retired at his alma mater, number 22. Alex, always great seeing you, man.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you. It's nothing but love, always.
Inland Sports. When we come back here on this edition of the Inland Sports Show, we're going to switch gears and go from football to softball. Brianna Lopez out of Ramona High School, one of the top pitchers from out of our area, signed with Hawaii, transferred to Ole Miss, and getting ready for a big senior season with the Rebels. So our interview with Bri Lopez is next here on the Inland Sports Show. And this segment of the Inland Sports Show is brought to you by Kin Sporting Goods in Norco. #1 in the Inland Empire for team uniforms, sports equipment, and Letterman's jackets. Boost Performance Training in Corona. Athletes of all levels and all sports train at Boost. And also ask about the Bass Private School. Paulson Orthodontics in Redlands. Personalized treatment you deserve from an orthodontist you can trust.
Hey guys, this is Jason at Ken Sporting Goods. We're almost to 1,000 Instagram followers. Tell your friends, like us, come down, see us. Thank you so much for your loyalty.
The Inland Sports Show is proud to partner with Dr. Marcus Paulson and Paulson Orthodontics in Redlands. Dr. Paulson and his team work with children, teens, and adults using orthodontic products like traditional braces and Invisalign to make a difference in the appearance, comfort, and function of each patient's teeth. Paulson Orthodontics welcomes new patients, so schedule a visit today. Paulson Orthodontics. We make braces fun.
Should your child lift weights before hitting their growth spurt? I get this question a lot from parents, and the simple answer is yes. Think of it as a long accumulation phase where athletes get modest gains in strength, power, and coordination. And when their growth spurt does hit, often it's to a larger degree than athletes who didn't lift weights at all. So remember, develop early, specialize late. Your boy, Boostman.
And welcome back to the Inland Sports Show, everybody. We're out here at UC Riverside for Alexander Mattison's I Am Gifted Camp, talking some football, also talking some softball. We had the opportunity to check in with Brianna Lopez out of Ramona High School, one of the top softball pitchers from out of our area. A couple of years ago, she was leading the Rams to league titles in the River Valley League. Now she's at Ole Miss after a couple great seasons at Hawaii, but she's gearing up for her senior season with the Rebels, hoping to take Ole Miss back to a 9th straight NCAA tournament appearance, and who knows, maybe reach the College World Series. Here is Bri Lopez from Ramona High School. Inland Sports. All right, join us now on the show. She's one of the all-time greats out of Ramona High School and pitching right now in the SEC. It's Brianna Lopez, former Rams star, and now with the Ole Miss Rebels. And Brianna, I do want to talk about Ole Miss and, pitching in the SEC, which seems like it's just on a complete another level in terms of talent and the teams and the opposition that you go up against. But first off, Ramona High School, what do you remember about pitching for the Rams? Was it the league titles? I think I even had you on the Inland Sports Show one time, and you were coming off like a no-hitter. I mean, what do you remember about high school?
I just remember pitching every game. And it sounds, a little weird to say that, but I remember going out there, Shiner's like, you got the ball. You got the ball. You got the ball. And I'm like, okay, we got it. And so after I believe my freshman year, I was like, yeah, we're in it for the long run. We're in it for the long run. I don't even remember how many innings I had put up at Ramona, but it was like a constant, back and forth, back and forth. I was like battling my own body, and I'd tell Shiner like, yeah, my arm's a little sore. And he'd be like, get out there, let's go win another title. But I mean, those titles were fun to win. It was such a good feeling out there.
Out of Ramona, you signed with Hawaii, and then you had a couple great seasons there. Then you transferred to Ole Miss. What was it about Ole Miss? Was it the SEC? Did you want to see how you would fare against maybe some of the best competition in the country? Did you love the coaching staff? What was it about the Rebels?
Yeah, so when I entered the portal, I had told my parents that I wanted to finish my career at the best conference that there was, and it's the SEC. And so when Jamie reached out, my head coach, I was like, oh my God, like this is it right here. I loved my time at Hawaii. I loved the memories, all my friends. I still talk to a handful of them. But it just wasn't that, culture that I was looking for. And so when I went to Ole Miss on my visit, I was like, they mean business. I mean, this feels like a full job. We have all these great resources out there. And so I just knew once I stepped on campus, I was like, yeah, this is it. And especially in the SEC, you can't get anything better than that.
Your first season with Ole Miss, if I have the stats correct, you led the team in strikeouts, you led them in appearances. You helped them get to the NCAA tournament. I think it was the 8th year in a row. I mean, was that kind of your expectation going into the season, or were you like, man, hopefully I get in the circle this season? Or did you feel like I'm going to be a big part of this team?
No, I mean, I definitely wanted some playing time, but I know things run differently in the SEC, and I believe we had a handful of pitchers. And so deep down, I knew that I had to work my butt off. And so I remember talking to my dad, like, yeah, I don't know. I might not I might not see the field. We'll just see what happens. But, I worked my butt off that, off season, going into season. And then it finally just clicked, and I just started seeing the field a lot more often. And, it's fun when your team, kind of trusts you behind them. And, we have all these good inside jokes on and off the field. And, it was just a great reward.
So you're going into your senior season, and obviously the SEC is tough, but do you feel like this is a team that can make it out of conference play and maybe make a run through the postseason to get to the College World Series? Because we know there's so many great teams. I mean, obviously Oklahoma and Texas, and I could go on and on, but there's a ton of great teams in the SEC already.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, we got a whole new coaching staff. We got a couple good transfers. All the trust in our coach right now, but I do believe that we can make it far this year.
So between last season and going into this next season, how do you feel like you can become a better pitcher? You can make a more, a bigger impact on this team.
Yeah. I think just staying true to myself and really just putting in the work. I know like the off season can be a little scary for us just because we tend to get a little lazy here and there. Like I mentioned, I had just gotten back into throwing. But I just think, just staying true to myself, just helping out my team in any way, whether that's being a starter, reliever, whatever, the coach asked me for. And we'll just put it all on the table this year. I mean, last year, best year.
Okay, so Bree, after Ole Miss, did you see softball in your future, whether it's playing professionally, whether it's coaching, or do you, once you get your degree, are you like, you know what, I'm going to be an adult, I'm going to go into the real world?
It's definitely still up in the air. If my body lets me, we'll see about playing pro, but I think I've been playing for too long. I've been playing since I was 5 years old. I'm kind of at the age where I'm like, I think it's time to hang up the cleats. But I wouldn't be mad at it. I'm already proud of myself. I know my parents are very proud of myself, and I'm proud of them for not letting me, quit at a very young age, and for letting me experience, this big college experience that everybody talks about. But if I do hang up my cleats, I don't think it'd be, a sad decision. I think I'm ready to close this chapter and, start, whatever I'm going to start.
Okay, so that begs the question, what would that be? Like, if you weren't pitching, if you weren't at, playing softball or coaching softball, what do you think you might be doing?
I think, man, I mean, I'm majoring in criminal justice and homeland security right now. So I could see myself probably working for Riverside Police Department. And my mom actually works for the city too. So it'd be kind of fun to like see her around the city if, I'm on like a tag along or something with somebody. But I definitely want to go back to school and get my master's or get my certificate in forensic science. But, I have so many options. I just don't know what to choose yet. I'll wait until that door opens up.
So let's say this is your last ride, your final season at Ole Miss. Do you feel like as you go through it, you're going to maybe enjoy it a little bit more, or maybe just kind of soak in more of those moments along the way because you think, okay, this might be it. I better really enjoy this.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, all the hard workouts throughout the fall, the grind is really real out there. I'll probably just remind myself like, this is your last time doing it. You got to embrace it. You got to just stick through it. But yeah, I mean, I'm already like, I don't really want to think about it yet, but eventually it's going to come by and, it'll be a last for everything this coming up season.
And finally, Bree, you're back home in Riverside for the summer, and you said you try to shut it down a little bit, right? Get some rest. So what does your summer look like? At some point, does the team give you like an off-season workout program or training program? We want you to do this, before you return to campus.
Yeah, so our coach and I speak with my athletic trainer 24/7, but my plan personally was to take a month off just to, rest my arm and stuff. But our strength and conditioning coach actually gave us a off-season workout. And so we have, this big booklet of workouts that we have to do, and, I'm doing them. I'm doing them all. But, kind of just, it depends on, how much you want to do on the off season. I don't really mind throwing that much, just to get used to it for season, especially. But I usually like taking my dad, like I mentioned, but it's just a grind in the summer too.
Well, Bree, congratulations on all the success. Best of luck your upcoming senior season at Ole Miss. And thank you for taking a couple minutes to join us here on the show. We really do appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Inland Sports. And that'll do it for this edition of the Inland Sports Show. If you've watched the show and you give it a 3, 2, 1. And that'll do it for this edition of the Inland Sports Show. We appreciate you guys tuning in on this 4th of July week. My name is Pep Fernandez. Give the video a like, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you next time on your favorite show, the Inland Sports Show. God bless you and good night.